in attendance there spending, eight to $12,000 or $15,000, like for this one event.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money tied up. So I think that if they can go about it the right way, to where they can just add rounds 1 and 2 into 3, 4, 5, and 6, that it will make up for it. It's not going to make completely up for it, but it will save the pocketbook on a lot of the customers and teams and everybody that were so invested. I think it'd be detrimental to try to redo the whole event over at the same track. I think it makes the most sense at this point to just kind of roll it into Utah and Indy. But that's my opinion. It's kind of the feeling that I have that would make the most sense. But I'm sure some other people have their own ideas.
Now let me put you on the spot here for a second. As a team principal, I mean, you have your neck way out there as well. And if you don't know yet, just so you don't know, but how are you handling this whole thing with your customers? Because you had a team in NOLA that the promoter canceled the event on because a governor said, "Hey, anything over 250 that sounds like fun, you got to shut down now." How are you handling
to be honest,
this?
my guys are understanding. Everybody that was under our tent. This is all new to everyone, right? So I feel like everybody feels the same way. Like it's going to be hard for everyone. So we just have to take it one day at a time, and once we get through this, and we can get back to racing and see what the best way of redoing the event without costing everybody a ton of money. Like I feel like it's going to be hard when you already charged for the event. You can't bill them for the event again. I think the only way to do it, if we can get back to normal and go back to racing, is if we roll the event into the other two. So it's just crazy, to think all the money that was tied up on everybody's ends to have the event canceled in the middle of the deal. But
while you're there, I mean, you're there.
Yeah. But it's out of everyone's control, It's just crazy that any of this is happening right now.
Yeah, and actually, as you're talking, I'm thinking about your suggestion or opinion on, how they should handle it, which I'm sure they're going to get 5,000 different other opinions. I've always said there's 2 jobs in karting I never want, and it's a race promoter or a tech guy. And I don't want either of those.
Right.
But I mean, a lot of your expense, and I know at our shop, a lot of our expense, it is the travel. It's not actually being at the track. It's getting to the track, getting the equipment to the track, getting back, and so you have a 5-day event instead of a 4-day event. Well, at least you can start to recover your travel costs. And it just costs you an extra.
And then you're not. It'll help everyone. You won't have to, like if these guys already paid to do New Orleans, if you roll it into Utah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday race, start practice on Wednesday. The guys that were in Utah or the guys that were in New Orleans, you wouldn't have to charge them anything extra. It's just, you just have to add the day for them,
Yeah.
So it'd make the most financial sense for everyone.
Yeah, that's a good point of view. Do you have a website?
We're actually doing a relaunch of our website. We're creating an online store. We have a lot of things in the works right now, so it's kind of bad timing that this coronavirus is coming out. But it's RyanPerryMotorsport.com, and we're going to be launching that in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Online store and a little bit more up-to-date information and all that. So we're excited about that as well. A lot of new things in the works right now.
Very good. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's something is happening. That's what the site says right now. Um,
Yeah.
the only reason I'm asking is you came on the show. I want to put a plug out there for you. Um,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, no, thank you. People get tired of listening to me, but yeah, let's see. So Ryan Perry Motorsport, no s.com.
No S.
No S. So bookmark this page,
Yeah, so
everyone, to come check it out in a couple of weeks, because right now it says something is happening. Um,
yeah. It's getting
well,
built right now, so we're adding in all the different parts and things, and it'll have some different sections as well, like just about the team and different services we offer. But yeah, I just figured may as well try to get online and kind of get into that side of it as well, some
yep.
online part sales, and try
So
to
what is the chassis
expand the
brand that
business
you
a little
carry,
bit.
or brands?
So we're primarily Tony Kart, OTK. We'll basically get you any color of OTK that you want, but the race team, we're mostly running Tony Kart in the green. So
Okay.
we can get Cosmic, FA, or well, now it's EOS, but Red Speed, Xpree. But Tony Kart is the preferred chassis for under the team.
Tony Kart OTK. And do you want to give out any shout out to any of your drivers or team members or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean the guys that were in New Orleans, Alex Berg, he's a Canadian. He's come a long way, and Max Sapolsky is out of Colorado. We were looking pretty strong up to the point of cancellation, so can't wait to get back and continue where we left off.
Yeah, Alex Berg actually spent a lot of time in Norcal, um, working with our local Burrell team last year, and yeah, I saw them at Prairie City a number of times and running the Norcal KPX stuff. So even though he's Canadian, we'll give him a shout out, an extra one, because he raced in Norcal.
Nice. Yeah, he's come a long way. It's been exciting to see the progress, and it's nice to have a couple of drivers that are fast, and you can get them close to the front and work from there. We just wish we could have seen the outcome of the race.
Yeah.
We'll
Now,
have
was
to
his
wait.
dad Alan working on the carts out in NOLA?
Yeah, we had Alan work on one cart because they're running two classes, and then we had Travis Lowe on the other cart. And then
Okay.
with the Polsky, his father, Wojtek, was working on one cart, and then we had Dylan Albiani, another NorCal guy, was working on the other cart.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah,
So,
I just
yeah, it was good.
I like going to the kart races when I see the dads working on the karts. I don't know. It just the longer you spend at the national level, the less and less you see of it. But I'm always drawn to that part of the program. It's like that's karting. It's just scaled back, and not to say it's not competitive or anything else, because I think karting is uber competitive. But it's at the end of the day, it's a go kart, and a lot of us were introduced to the sports by our dads or somebody else, and it's the simplicity that's so attractive.
Yeah, it's nice seeing father-son teams out there and more dads mechanicking. It's like you don't see it as often lately as you used to, but back when I raced, that's pretty much all you had. So
Yeah.
it's nice that you see it coming back a little bit. It's
Well,
good.
that's why
There's something that, about the father-son chemistry that can make a little bit of a difference as well.
Yeah, I always like watching the dads and the kids from the outside, and it doesn't matter what the dad's saying. If the dad's saying something to the kid that's totally correct, and you kind of walk over and offer the same exact suggestion, then the kid listens. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
a lot
just,
of kids that just because it's coming from dad, that dad doesn't really know what he's talking about. So
yeah. Yeah, but what I found refreshing with as I kind of started getting more and more into the Norcal Carters project, just going to the track more at the local stuff and getting away from the big races. Um, it's refreshing when you go to the local club and you just see, just on a practice day, and you just see a bunch of families out there, and you don't see the big trailers showing up, the big teams that just overrun the pit. It just, the guy with the 20-foot trailers is like the guy at our level that has the semi. It's like, wow, that's a nice trailer.
Right.
Um, and it's refreshing at the club level. So if you find yourself with some free time over the next month, go tap into the local clubs. Just go out, maybe take your truck and just drive around and start talking to people, and it might give you
for sure.
a fun,
I think,
interesting perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see that level. We need that, I think that we just need more people getting into the sport. It's not well promoted outside of, our inner circle. So I just hope that if this thing can go away, that we can. There's talk of some new tracks coming in Southern California. I think that would help, but they've been talking about them for a little while. So I'd like to see them get up and running and start breaking ground, and I think it would help with getting some new tracks, help get more people into the sport. So I think that's kind of the big thing that we're lacking out here. We don't really have a really good track to go to.
Yeah, I mean, I keep going back and forth on that. In Northern California, you know Sonoma very well. I don't know what your experience is at with our other tracks like Kinsman or Blue Max or Prairie City. But when you have the faster, especially like the shifter carts or the tag carts, you really need a newer style track to handle the performance of a cart like that. And that's where I've really been. I'm a huge supporter of the Briggs stuff because they're fast enough to where you have to use the brakes. They're slow enough to where they fit on all of our old tracks. So it just opens up more options for the guy that will never go to NOLA or never put a cart in your trailer to go across the country. He just wants to enjoy one or two local tracks. I think we're missing a lot of the focus there, meaning the powers to be across all, whether it's shops, promoters, etc. I think they're overworked for what they're focusing on. So it doesn't allow for them to spend the time or the energy on the base of the true grassroots.
Yeah, I think we don't have a lot of too much Briggs down here, but I think that the KA and the VLR were a great addition, because like I felt like the Briggs was just there was too much of a difference. There was pretty much you have Briggs and then you go straight to a X30 or shifter or whatever you're going to do.
And that gap is
so it's
way
nice
too
having
big.
those air-cooled engines. Yeah, for sure. It's nice having the air-cooled engines. It's a lot cheaper. It's easier to work on, maintain. You can get a father-son duo out there and they can handle it just fine. It's a lot less work than like a shifter or an X30. So it's good. I'm really glad that engine platform's around. I think it's kind of taken off on the lower levels. You're seeing a lot more entries. So yeah, I think it's really good for the sport.
Well, I think at the club in our region, it's struggling to take grip because the same competitors that would run at the club are also doing a regional in our area. But you're absolutely 100% about the gap between a Briggs and a tag or a Briggs and a shifter. I mean, there's some guys that just all they do is sell shifters. That's it. And it's like, what? And I'm a shifter guy. I love the shifters. But someone
it's
that's
not
never
good
been in a
to
go-kart,
get into the sport and the first thing you drive is a shift